Hello everyone, it is Pat with our Oracle card reading and messages for the energy for this upcoming week as we head into the end of October and Halloween, the beginning of November. So this is our reading for the messages and the energies for this upcoming week. I am back indoors now because not only is it cold outside, but it is also wet, very wet, as we had a lot of rain come through yesterday. And so, wetness and electronics and computers being outside doesn't really work well. It's not a good thing. Anyways, so for this week, I felt guided to call upon a few different decks. Because like I was very disturbed we had the pipe bomb thing that was going on here in the United States with pipe bombs being sent out to our former president, Hillary Clinton, other people who have been in positions of authority or who had, voiced, things against our current President Trump. And, there was also once again, yet another shooting at a place of spiritual worship. And so there's disturbing events that have gone on. And so I'm curious to see, I felt drawn to call on different card decks. I wanted to draw from Archangel Michael, because he's an angel of courage and protection, as well as the Archangel deck that I usually call upon. And for this week's messages, I went to the daily guidance from your angels messages, because I love I just felt like that. Yeah, we need some day-to-day guidance from our angels. And it was interesting because when I went to shuffle the cards, there was a lot more that spilled out. So they really are giving us some daily. In fact, yeah, there's 5 cards. So, and I love the image of the purple, and it's like she's pouring out this beautiful gold energy to us. Yeah, these golden light sparkles. It's like they're pouring out the light to us. So anyways, so the messages from the archangels and Archangel Michael are these two: courage and confidence. Okay. Ariel is also the same archangel we had last week. Last week her message was about don't hold back right now. You're ready to soar. You're ready to step into new opportunities and experiences, things like that. And this week she's bolstering up our courage. And it's also about having the courage of your convictions. Here in the United States, we're headed into our time where we're coming up on our elections. And people want to see change. So it's about having the courage to step forward, come out and vote, and having the courage. In this message, she said, be courageous and stand up for your beliefs. Remember, I think I talked a little bit about the message last week, which is, your story of turning challenges into victories helps to inspire other people. Okay. But in this instance, I also just feel that it has to do with the fact that we're in a time of change and transition. And it takes courage to be in that time. Okay. It takes courage to move forward with changing things and changing things at a major level. Okay. There are, I know, a lot of grassroots movements that are trying to change things so that there's benefits for all peoples who are here on the earth. Okay. We all have a common humanity. And it takes courage to be part of that change. It is not always easy. Okay. Especially when you're trying to, a lot of what we're transitioning is beliefs, ways of being that aren't serving us as a people as a whole anymore. And it takes a lot of courage to be doing that. You have to be willing. For some people, the courage has to do with stepping out and being seen, because you subject yourself sometimes, or there's a fear of being judged. But you know what? Everybody gets judged. We all, it's a part of the human condition. Sometimes it's not right that we judge people harshly or wrongly, but you also have to toughen yourself up to a little bit of, and understand that you're going to get a little bit of judgment that comes your way. If we want things to change, we have to be willing to step out there a bit, and otherwise we're just staying home and petting our cat and nothing changes. So it takes courage to move forward in new directions, all right, either in your life personally, but also in the world at large, okay? It takes courage to see what isn't working, see the ugliness of what's taken place, okay? It takes courage to admit the truth to yourself. All right, that's what I feel like her message is about. Because I think it's also heralding us a little bit of a message for the coming month of November with these elections that are coming out. I do think there's going to be a lot of things that are going to be revealed, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of intuitives on the internet who also are getting that message as well. A lot of things are going to be revealed and come to light, and it's going to take courage to look at that. Okay, so that we know what's going to need to take place for things to change. Okay, and so Michael wants us to have confidence in our abilities to bring change into the world. He also, I feel like this is part of have confidence in God's plan of peace. When ugly things are revealed, when things are revealed of conspiracies or just plans that have been going on behind the scenes, or we hear about abuses of children, or things like that are behind the scenes, that they're coming to light. And when they come to light, we just but we need to have that awareness so we can change them, so we can bring new standards of being into place, and prevent them from happening in the future, and heal those parts of society that need to be healed. Okay, so Archangel Michael and Archangel Ariel are overseeing us this week, so call upon them. They are both angels who embody courage, to help you have courage to speak up or to move forward or speak your truth or something, okay? Or to have faith, to have courage to see what you need to see, and yeah, to help you in the process, through the process. Okay, so let's go to what the daily guidance from your angels is saying to us, okay? So beginning of the week, we have this message of giving and receiving. So remember, the archangels card is kind of like they're kind of overseeing our week. This is more of the individual day-to-day stuff. The beginning of the week heralds some giving and receiving, okay? So, and what I get a sense of about this is, I get a sense of both going on. Okay, you may have gotten something new. Maybe you got some new clothes. Maybe you got a new car. So you're giving, some of your older clothes. You're passing because they're in good condition. Maybe you're giving them to somebody else. I know a lot of families, when the parent gets a new car, they pass on the one they were using to their child who just got their license. So it's like on one hand, you're receiving something new. You've gotten something new for yourself, the new, improved, or what have you, and you're passing on the previous one, or giving away the one you had, which is still in good condition and can benefit somebody else. You're passing it along. So there's a bit of both going on as the week begins. I also feel like this has to do with news. You're both receiving news. You're getting news about something and you're sharing that news with somebody else. Okay, that's also part of giving and receiving. If you've gotten messages, you're passing them on to somebody else. You got news about something or someone. Hey, did you know? And you're passing it on to someone else. Did you know that this happened to this person? I heard from so and so. That's all a part of giving and receiving. And it's also, I feel that for some of you out there, when you were going through a difficult time, things were given to you. And now you are in turn given that to somebody else. Okay? You received it when it was your time of, that you were having a difficult time, maybe when a loved one passed or when you were suffering through a medical condition or something like that. People took care of you and you allowed yourself to receive, and now you are in turn giving it to someone else. Okay? So it's that cycle of giving and receiving that's going on at the beginning of the week. So you might find that it also could be that money's being given to you, money's going out. Not in a bad way, but it embodies a little bit of both. So anyways, the next card we had come out was this one about life purpose. Okay. Um, and it says, the purpose of your life is to serve in a way that brings great joy to yourself and others. Okay, and don't worry about finding your purpose. Instead, focus upon serving a purpose. And I'm reminded of that thing that I often heard Doreen say, if you get nervous, focus on service. Okay, or in this, instance, about fulfilling a purpose. Okay, there's a purpose to why you are being called to something new, and it has to do with maybe you desiring to do things that have a purpose to them or that serve a purpose. If you're going to get involved in an organization or go for a new kind of employment or go for being self-employed, you're being called to it because you want to serve a purpose, or to be of service. Okay, and you're being called to to do things that have a purpose to them. If you're serving a charity, you're not doing it just for the sake of donating to a charity. It's because that charity has a purpose to it, in terms of eradicating homelessness or something, or giving children better education, something like that. And it may be that I feel like for some of you it's also signaling a new sense of purpose coming to you, a new avenue that you want to go down. Something new that you're being called to do. It's just a new sense of purpose is coming in. Just like, on the back of this card where the angels have their hands out and they're sending their light and this golden energy out to you. Okay, and it's igniting your sense of purpose. Okay. In the middle of the week, urging us to ground ourselves. Stay connected to the outdoors. And that's, again, very much an Archangel Ariel message. All right. And so it sort of signals that there may be a lot going on. Might feel a little bit spacey. So you need to ground yourself. Get outdoors. Stay connected to nature to keep your focus. Okay. The card says, when you detach from awareness of your body in the physical world, you become ungrounded. Although it's pleasant to float heavenward, although it's pleasant to be blissed out, your attention and work are needed upon the earth. We're helping you balance the spiritual and the material so that you can enjoy a fulfilling earth life. Okay, so there's all sorts of flowers and butterflies. So I often get a message from the angels to get outdoors. Even if I'm in the midst of a project, I'm, researching new things, or I'm writing a lot, sometimes I just hit that point where I'm not sure where to go next, and the angels will be like, get outdoors, get outside, refresh yourself. All right, because we all need to get away from too much time with the computer screen. And it's, getting outdoors is a great way to. So middle of the week, there's something involved with getting outdoors to ground you. They're helping to ground you. So it's not just a message of what to do, but middle of the week, there is something that is getting you outdoors. Go for that hike. Take that bike ride if it's warm enough to get out where you are. Take that walk. If you're in a warm tropical place, take that walk along the beach. Okay. All those things are all about grounding yourself middle of the week. That's what you're doing. Okay. Regathering yourself, your thoughts to refocus. Now, as we get into the end, there's a creative project coming up. All right. So it feels like there's a lot of inspiration coming through this week, to be doing something purposeful, and then, ideas and inspiration that lead to a creative project. You're getting some creative inspiration. Maybe you're doing some kind of vision board for yourself, or you feel an inspiration to write a song, or creating, maybe you're a sewer, maybe could be any number of things. It's something that you create. You could be putting together a whole new website, but there's a project, could even be an event that you are inspired to put together. Okay, and if you look at this, All right. In this image, there's music that's very much involved with this. Maybe you're inspired to create a new song. Okay. But the angels are very much sending light, love, and supporting. Again, they're sending that beautiful light energy that's inspiring her playing on this card. So there's a creative project that's going on. So, and at the end of the week, over the weekend, we have this card, Blessing in Disguise. And it says, what appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You'll understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. And trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. And again, it's about trusting and having that confidence in God's plan of peace. As we come into the weekend, again, I get the sense of things being revealed. And sometimes when things are revealed, it doesn't look so good. It makes us feel awful. It could be on a personal level that there's a medical condition that comes to light and, creates a health crisis or a mini emergency. But the blessing in that is that you are now aware that there's an underlying issue there that needs to be addressed, and you can move forward in healthier ways. Okay. You may not have been aware that some behavior or something that you were doing was contributing to a health issue for you, but now you do. Okay. In the world at large, as we see things come to light in terms of, either government officials or things, groups of people in the country and the world, it looks ugly, but our awareness that's brought to it is a blessing, so that we can understand how to deal with it, handle it, and move forward and understand what needs to be healed. Okay. It may be brought to our awareness, that someone in our life has more of an addiction than what we thought. Okay, because of a crisis that happens. And again, in those cases, it's like sometimes people who have addictions need to hit their rock bottom, and it hits with a crisis that happens. And as ugly as that is, as hard as that is to see, which is why Archangel Ariel is with us this week for courage, it's important for us to see it so it can be addressed. Okay, and attention needs to be brought to it so it can be healed. So anyways, it's blessings in disguise are things that happen. It often occurs as a crisis sometimes. But once we address the crisis, we can realize it's a blessing. It's like, okay, thank God it happened this way and didn't happen in a much worse way. All right. But in some way or shape or form, it's revealing something to us that we need to address in a healthier way. Okay. That will have will have blessings for us in long-term, more far-reaching ways. Okay. So, and you might find yourself saying, oh, thank God I found out about that now, rather than months down the road when something worse could have happened. Okay. So just know that those kinds of things can take place. All right. So those are the messages that we get for this week. I want to thank you all for being such loyal viewers. Thank you so much for all the comments that you placed last week. I really appreciated, seeing them and reading them. And I look forward to speaking with you again soon. And I hope you all have a great week. Take care, everyone.